So we will basically plan accordingly, and we'll be having 2 to 3 cue cards for a day, and all the participants will be preparing for 3 cue cards. Out of those three, they can choose any and speak on it. Okay, so today, anyways, we'll continue with the part 3. Hope everyone is ready. So, who is willing to go first? Let me know.
May I?
Yeah, sure, perfect, fine. Okay, so your first question is what ambitions do children usually have?
What ambitions do children usually have?
Yeah,
Okay. So, usually, what children see on television, they love, like, they just, how to portray that? Like, they just think that they should become that in future. As if a child is watching television and he's saying that, okay, doctor is there. He can see doctor in front of him, right? So he wishes to be a doctor. If he is
okay,
seeing a police officer, he wishes to be a police officer. So a child can think, or a child can be anything in his ambitious, but when he gets matured and when he comes into his teenage, as if like 18, 19, at that time he decides what really he want to be in his career or in his future.
okay. Why are some people very ambitious in their work?
Because being ambitious make them focused, right? If a person is having a kind of ambition, he will be much more focused and dedicated to achieve that ambitious or to reach to that level. So yeah, that can be a reason.
Okay. So tell me, why don't some people have dreams?
Can you please repeat?
Okay. Why don't some people have dreams?
Okay, the one who is born with a silver spoon, they don't have dreams because they think like the dad money will just help them to survive for the rest of the life. And mostly people who are from the middle class family or from the poor background, they do have dream. They possess a dream, and because they really want to be something in their life.
Okay. How do people balance their work and life?
Different people have their different style to balance their life. If I talk about myself, so I'm a student as well as I was working as an article. So at that time it was a bit difficult for me to balance the articleship as well as the student life which I had.
Okay.
So in at that time what I used to do is I used to take my books in train and I used to read there because I had plenty of time in trains while reading while traveling. So at that time I used to do that. So this is the way how I balanced it.
Okay. Okay. Answers were extremely good. Reasons were being provided for each and every answers, which made your answers the best. Okay. Now proceeding towards some of the corrections here. The first question, you were talking about whatever they see they wish to become. In case if you could have come up with more examples, like as they are very ambitious about becoming superheroes at that certain age, or they want to have another profession, like they want to become astronauts or pilots or anything. That part was explained, but first you can talk about fictional ones as well, because the first thing that a child is introduced to is
Yeah,
kind of fictional
superhero.
characters. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
So
understood.
that would, yeah, okay. And one more thing, the places where it was supposed to be used as ambitions, you were using ambitious. So please differentiate the place where you are supposed to use ambitions and ambitious. And the second question was extremely good about the people being ambitious in their work because they want to do something in their life. So a very good reason was given. However, I felt some more explanation could have been given because this is a part 3 and you have to be a bit more descriptive than usual. And talking about the third question about silver spoon people, that was perfectly fine as an example, but you can also have something else. Like some people are very lazy to work for their dreams and they don't want to do anything and they aspire to have everything work for something in their life. That reason, that thing can also be discussed here. Like in the part 3, try to have 1 to 2 reasons for your answers. That would make it more relatable.
Okay. You were asking part three. I thought like you're asking me four questions that the way you asked me yesterday. I thought that, and that's why I
Yeah, yeah.
just made it short and simple.
No
Okay, I
issues.
wasn't
Like,
knowing. I'll
yeah,
come up with
sure.
my different ID now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And one more clarification here, and the fourth question, which most of the people usually make mistake in. Like here, I've asked, how do people balance work and life? See, your example can be taken there, but first of all, you need to clarify and give an example of other people, that people do these kinds of things, or they keep their life separate while at work and when they're at home. So you have to firstly talk about people and being the third person here. And you don't have to use your personal example like I, and don't use these kinds of examples. Okay.
Yesterday you asked me one question related to you. Okay, at that time I talked as a third party, and you told me that here you need to talk about yourself. So I
Yeah.
thought and I related to that part and I spoke
Okay.
about myself. Yeah,
Okay. You thought it to be part one as well, so that's why there might have been
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Okay. But if there is people, so you can be the third person. Yeah?
Okay,
Hope
Madam,
thank you.
everything's clear. Okay. I
madam,
hope everything's clear. Yes, Priyank. Okay. Who else is willing to go next? Okay. Anyone is willing to go next for the part three questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Okay, Swati.
good evening.
Good evening.
Just
Hope you're
may I
ready,
ask a
Swati.
question, guys?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Like I'm not understanding what are you doing. Could you please explain me what are you doing?
We're discussing actually the part three of IELTS speaking module.
madam, hello, madam,
All right.
Yes,
madam.
Priyank.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Okay. If you have any clarifications to be done, Mr. Priyank, you can drop down in the comment section in the group. As we're
Okay,
conducting the speaking, so clarifications can be done there. Yeah, hope you understand. So the
okay,
next
madam.
person to go for speaking, yeah,
Yes, ma'am. I am
yes,
Swati.
Swati. Yeah, okay. Hello, Swati. Hope you're ready for your turn.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
I'm
I am
ready.
also
Okay.
slightly easy question.
Actually, your voice is a bit low, Swati. If you can speak a bit louder, that would be better.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's clear.
Yes, it is a bit better.
Okay.
Okay. So your first question is: are IT-related jobs valued more by the society?
Actually, ma'am, I am a student, 12th standard. Then please ask related to that.
Okay, okay, no issues. So tell me, what decisions do people generally make in their daily life?
In daily life, when someone is more ambitious, then they take a good decision, like to involve yourself in a right path, like which will be helpful to achieve our goal. I think when someone is more ambitious.
Okay. It's easier, making a decision by oneself or making a decision after a group discussion?
I think sometimes we have to take help from others also to take our decisions, and sometimes our personal decision also. So I think it's depend on situation or what. And when we are confused, then and I think we should take help from others. I think.
Okay. So tell me, why are many young people unwilling to listen to their parents' advice?
Because I think there are lots of social media effect, like they are affected so much from that, which are not actual. These are not actually happen in reality. They are in real life, and they are starting connected to itself. Like they have to do these things, and I think that's reason they start opposing their parents and disagree.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do middle-aged people tend to second guess their decision?
Uh, Sorry, ma'am, I am not getting your question.
Okay, I'll paraphrase it. Like that, we might be seeing that many of the middle-aged people, like that of age above 30 and between like 30 to 50, they second guess the decision. Like once they make a decision, they think it for a while, like if they are right or wrong. So why do they do that?
I think middle-aged people they get enough mature to take decisions, and they are able to see their futures, like what their decision would the results. I think
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, answer were good. Reasons were there, but there were some mistakes in between. Like with the pronouns, I would say in the first question. Firstly, you mentioned yourself, and while achieving, you said achieve our dreams or achieve our things. So, keep up with the correct pronoun here, because once you're
Okay, ma'am.
talking about more thing yourself, you're not supposed to point out the next person, because we are asking questions to you. Okay, either you can take your example if the question is referring to your example, yeah, or else you can talk as themselves, okay, instead of yourself. And coming towards the second question about which decision being easier, at first you started with this statement like we have to take help. See, first of all, they're asking which one seems easier for you. So you have to clarify that which one, according to you, is the better one and easier. This thing you clarified at the end, but in the IELTS speaking, you can be interrupted anytime. So you have to keep a check on this thing. Either you're clarifying the thing at first or not. Okay, so you firstly you have to tell that it depends upon the situation as well. That which is the one that a person feels easier to go with. So you have to give the explanation after this statement. This is extremely important to be included at first. Okay. Talking about the third
Okay,
question
ma'am.
now, it was a bit confusing about young people unwilling to listen to their parents' advice. You could have talked about that they are more into fictional kind of things, but I guess their opinions and their decisions would have nothing to do with the fictional kind of things. You can say they think that their parents' thinking is not matching with theirs, and their parents are not understanding their concern or their opinions. So they want to do something on their own without referring to the parents' advice. Okay. Or you can say they are influenced by the Western society. That is one of the perfect examples you can take. Okay. And the last question, it was a bit, I guess you didn't understand the question even after explaining. See the future. No issues. If you haven't understood, you can say that with the increasing age, their ability to take decisions firmly decreases. Or just a second. Yeah. So you can say that with increasing age, they consider other people's opinions as well. And when they come across something that is a lot more better, so they tend to second guess their decision. Okay. Or
Okay,
else
ma'am.
you can say if they're not confident enough with their decision, they would definitely change it. So you can give at least 1 to 2 reasons for these kind of questions, because this is the part 3. Again, I'm clarifying to other people as well. Part 3, you have to be a bit more descriptive, use comparisons and examples. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. What's the next one to go with?
Ashish.
Okay,
Um,
Ashish.
and after Ashish, I will be the
Okay,
next
sure.
participant. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Ashish, hope you're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me, Ashish, do you think you're a creative person?
Yes, ma'am. I think I am a creative person because I can say this because I I have started a YouTube channel in which I make creative videos related to acting and comedies. So I can say that I am a creative person.
Okay. Is it good for children to learn arts?
Yes, I believe that sorry, what was your question? Can you please repeat?
Yeah, sure. Is it good for children to learn arts?
Yes, I think if the children learn arts, then it would help them to it will help them to grow like to their mind. It will help them to
Okay.
I can't answer this properly.
No issues. So your next
Can
question is what kinds of jobs require people to be creative?
if like the jobs of movie directors, movie editors, this job requires a very creative mind.
Okay. Do you think leaders need to have creative ability?
Sorry, I'm not comfortable with this question. I don't have appropriate knowledge about it.
Okay, fine. So you're done with this topic as like in two of your questions you actually didn't attempt. So see, even if you're a bit skeptical about your idea, just try to present it, no matter if you feel it's right or wrong, because we're here for practicing, and you have to at least speak, even if you're preparing for IELTS or even if you're not. But at least try to attempt a question somehow. You can say it. I don't think that leaders need creative ability, and you can give the reason because they don't have to indulge themselves into any artistic activities or any art and craft. So I personally believe you can add this example to clarify this thing. Even if your answers are not true, you have to prove them to be true. That is what we have to do in IELTS. Okay. And talking about the speaking now, you took a pause in the first question, but example was perfect. Almost like you gave an example that as I do these kinds of activities, which prove that I am definitely question about is it good for children to learn arts? Definitely, this can be that it helps us to bring out their creativity and the hidden talents that they possess. Okay, so these two reasons can be taken, and even you can say that as this thing is being introduced into various schools as a subject, and which helps even students to explore the talents they are equipped with and to pursue them in as a career in the future. Okay, so you can take examples, and the reasons can be given for 1 to 2 statements, and the example would add up, and you'll be having 3 to 4 sentences to provide. Okay.
Ma'am, you asked for that that leaders should need a creative mind. Can you
Okay.
please answer that?
You can say that definitely leaders need a creative ability, because otherwise, if they're not able to connect with their audience, they would never be able to be a good leader. Okay, and they need to have the attention of the viewers in front of them, and even if they are not having a creative ability to talk and interact, it would never make them a good leader. Okay, so the
Okay.
reasons can be that they need to be creative with their communication.
Like ma'am, as I am a 16-year-old, so whenever someone says to me creative, like, so the things comes to my mind, like making creative things, like creating crafts. So these kinds
Okay.
of things only come to my mind. That's why I
No,
was not able
actually,
to answer that question.
yeah. No issues, but actually, creativity is there in everything, in conversation and studies, academics, everything, everywhere you can find creativity. So you have to explore some of the topics here of IELTS or even of everything. Like we are restricted with the topics, and we are just thinking that it can be taken only with one perspective. But try to explore new topics and see what else is the thing they could work with. Okay, so that would be the suggestion for you as of now as well. I
Okay,
hope you
thank you.
understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood. Okay.
Hi, Otto Momo. How are you?
Yeah, Sam, it's your turn, right?
Yes, that's right. And before we start, just wanted to make sure, are you the same person who is from Punjab?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Okay, my bad. Yes, please.
Yeah, no issues. Yeah. So your first question is, what kind of things do people usually use?
What kind of things
Sorry,
you?
you have to mute your mic. Yeah. Okay. So your first question is, what kind of things do people usually lose?
I would say that things that they are attached to, just like money or maybe something like really precious, these things they usually lose.
Okay. What do people often do when losing things?
That's $1 million question. So people basically try to, you know, come up with the problems, or maybe whenever they lose money, they try to come up with amicable solution by either investing money or maybe investing in some good resources, and that's how they try to gain money again.
Okay. Is it an effective way to use rewards to find lost things?
Well, if I am the person, I would say that yes, I would love to give rewards. And apart from that, there are a lot of regulations and authorities that let you um, they actually provide you with rewards if you find something. And there are like a lot of other contracts which specifically mentions about if you lose something, you'll get a reward if you find it.
Okay. What kinds of people may lose things often?
I would say that people who are very close to us and who are not acquaintance, who are friends, very good friends. And with that note, I would love to give an example. One of my friends who was like really close to me, he expired. So from his, example, I would love to highlight that, people like them, we usually lose them. They are actually golden to us.
Okay. If that was true, I'm extremely sorry for your loss. Now coming towards the questions, the last question, we'll start from there itself. See, sometimes we are having very minute changes in the questions, which will make a huge difference. What kind
Correct.
of people we lose? But it was like, what kind of people lose things often? What are the chances of such people? Like, what kind of people would be there who would be losing things easily? So that was the question. Who are careless,
Oh,
easy to put
my
the
bad.
factors. No
My
issues.
apologies.
Yeah, no issues. And the third question, is it an effective way to use rewards to find losses? We were talking about rewards, and you told that yes, it is sometimes. And in these kinds of questions, if they're asking, is it so or not? The next step of yours after providing the clear answer should be to provide the reasons. That would be the second one. Instead of providing the like more information about what you're talking, like you talk more about rewards, how they work, and what is the benefit of reasons. Okay, yes, it is effective, and why it is. That should be your next thing to include. Okay, so I think
Okay, thanks.
that reasons were overshadowed with the basic information. Okay, so you can pay a bit attention to this. And while
So,
talking about the first two questions about losing things, mostly you talked about money. So I guess you should include the other positions as well instead of just money here. Okay.
thank you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Anything
And yes, I just
yeah,
wanted to
please.
know that how much marks will you give me, like if it comes to part three?
For the part three, I guess it isn't about only part three. Your whole bands are calculated on the basis of all the three parts of the speaking.
Okay, but
Yeah.
for this, I'm just giving you an hypothetical. How much would you give me had you been my instructor?
I guess you can do better, but right at this moment, 5 to 5.5.
Okay, like I'm just asking you just to know that where am I actually? Can I
See,
show
this
like
is not where you are because you misunderstood the question. So I cannot judge you on that basis because
correct?
today it wasn't your best, right?
I think this is
That's
my
fine.
first time, and to be honest, I don't stay in India, and I get like exempted for giving IELTS or TOEFL exam, so
Okay.
that's why I was just wanting to know that where do I stand
Okay. But
from
I
you.
guess I
Yeah,
know that you can do better. So don't take it to your heart and keep practicing. Okay.
no, no, not at all. I'm already working, so won't
Okay.
be taking it. But
Yeah.
well, letting me know.
Okay. Who's the next person to go with? Please
May I
come
be the
forward.
next, please?
Okay. Is it Raghav? Raghav, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Raghav, is it you?
My name is Ragad, yeah. Yeah,
Raghav.
it's okay. Sure, like you're not gonna pronounce it correctly.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But
So,
before we start, I'm not
okay.
really good at English, so could you please give me a simple question?
Yes, these are extremely simple. The next topic we are going to discuss.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're most welcome. The first question is, what are some things that make you feel happy?
Firstly, coffee. Like coffee in the morning makes me extremely happy, and talking to someone that I love also makes me happy. Sitting on the beach also makes me happy, and a lot of things.
Okay. So tell me, how would you define happiness?
Happiness, like, is the opposite of sadness.
Okay.
Happiness, I don't know.
No issues.
Yeah.
Do you think artistic activities can make people happy?
Could you come again, please?
Yeah, sure. Do you think artistic activities can make people happy?
You said reading.
Okay, I'll speak it again. Do you think artistic activities can make people happy? Or do you think art can make people happy?
Yeah, sure. Art, yeah. Like, if your hobby is drawing or dancing or whatever, when you like do your hobby and this is art, you'll become happy.
Okay. Do you think people who have more talent are happier than others?
More, yeah, I think, because free time, like whenever you are sad and you have free time, you're not gonna be happy. Like if you are sad and you have a talent or a hobby, when you do your hobby, you're gonna be happy.
Okay. See, you tried really well, and I would say that in some of the questions, reasons were very good, and you can even describe it this way: that opposite of sadness is definitely happy, being happy. Okay, but coming towards the IELTS perspective now, in the first question, like information was a bit less overall in most of your questions, so you have to come up with more examples, comparisons, and the reasons for your answers. Okay. And talking about the last question, you were talking more about sad and having talent, but the ideas were actually not much clear. I would say that you were explaining really well, but you could have explained even better. Okay, you could have come up with the more clarification of your thoughts, that people who possess more talents have more things to focus on, due to which they do not have enough time to be sad, and they usually get indulged to their work and are totally into it, which makes them happier than the rest of the people. Okay. So these reasons can be
Yeah,
provided.
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
But like my level at English is not really good, so like I can't speak more than that.
okay, no issues. Like you can just start, because see, even if you're not good at it, just try speaking a bit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying. To be honest, I'm doing my best to
Take some basic
to be
topics,
good at
and you can
English.
try speaking or conversing with your friends would also make a difference here. So anything
Yeah,
you
thank you
find,
so much.
yeah, you're most welcome. Who's the next participant to
Just
go with?
May I?
Yes.
may I know your name because I cannot read it?
Atta Moin.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Okay. Who was the next person who was talking in between? Please come up. Yeah, just one. Was that you?
Kisan Kumar.
Pintu. Okay. So hope you're ready, Pintu. Okay.
Me?
Actually, I heard that person, Pintu, was speaking. Are you willing to go for the part 3 questions? Just tell me once, because other people are waiting. So you have to come up fast.
I guess he left.
Okay. So who's the next person who was talking in between?
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Just one. So your first question is, do you like helping others?
Please repeat.
Yeah, sure. Do you like helping others? Jaswant, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Please repeat again.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So your question was, do you like helping others?
Yes, ma'am. I like to help others. How much I help, I want to help first my family, then my villagers, then I want to contribute with my country and the world.
Okay.
To help others will give me a happiness. So for that happiness, I will want to help others.
Okay. Okay. Should parents teach helping others to their children?
Many times parents does not teach this because they want their children should be very self-oriented. They should not share their things to others sometimes, but sometimes if parents are educated, they teach children to help others. That's all,
Okay.
ma'am.
So, do you think nowadays people do more good work as compared to the past?
Ma'am, please repeat again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. Do you think people nowadays do more good work as compared to the past?
Yes, ma'am. If we compare to the ancient times where people are hunting to others, and now people are doing, and they are engaged with the whole worlds, and they made very good appreciative World Trade Organization, and there are many world organizations which help to prevent wars. Then now we can say that the people are very globalized and they help everyone, and they want to prevent poverty, and they have many they want to sustainable development, and they focus on climate change. Then we can say that people are in nowadays very talented, and they are very, what we say, that they are
Helpful.
very educated about it.
Yeah.
They want to
Okay.
save earth, and they think about not ourselves, they think about the earth. And in past they are not thinking about the world, they thinking about their territories now in kingdoms. But right now peoples are thinking about the whole world, like in Ukraine wars, people thinking about the Ukrainians people. We have sympathy about it, but in past
Okay.
we don't have sympathy. Okay, ma'am,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. So, tell me, do you think people in India should help foreigners who are visiting India and need help?
India follow Vasikatam Kutumgram, which means that the whole world is a family. Is a family. Then India want to want to what we say. India want to transfer what we say. India want
Okay.
transfer their ideas and their views regarding the worlds, and they want India's culture and their historical values are that they want to help others, and they want they want to share what they have. Like in our Vedas we have many things which
Okay.
the rest of the world don't have, and we want to help others. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Reasons were extremely good in your ideas, in all of your questions, to be honest. And the vocabulary, topic specific, everything was there. Except some of the mistakes were there. Like in the first question, like some of the grammatical errors were there. How much I want, I help. You can say I help as much as I want. Okay, that would be the correct way of telling it. And coming towards the second answer, very good reasons were provided that they are more goal oriented and they don't want their children to do such kinds of things. And the third question, a slightest mistake was there that people are. You were talking about the past, so there would be people were. And at one place you use peoples, so use people instead. And in the last question, I've asked you about people who are visiting India. It wasn't about helping in terms of knowledge and transferring the information of Vedas and all, but it was about who are visiting us. Should we help them and what? So it could have. Otherwise, all the questions were very good. But a bit, you need to work a bit on your intonation because it was monotonous. Okay, so you can work a bit on intonation, and the next thing that you can do is paying more attention to the words of the questions. Okay, so these would be two major changes that you need to do in your speaking. Okay.
Thank you.
Now
Ma'am,
it's
can
my
Excuse me, ma'am.
my
Okay.
turn.
Presenters.
Ma'am, I just want
Yeah.
to know on what basis the people are getting chance to speak.
Who are speaking first? Like if I'm telling them as soon as we're done with the last participants, so whoever speaks first, they
I-
get the chance.
Okay.
I'll speak
Yeah.
first, I guess.
Yeah, Hania, you can come after presenters. Okay. Okay. Presenters, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Okay. So your first question is, what are the qualities of being popular?
Popular like Virat Kohli, maybe like person having good nature and he is doing well and good work in their own field. Like we have lots of example. They are just creating good, so you will become popular.
Okay. Do you know any popular star who likes helping other people?
Popular star, I think there are lots of, and I most of the time once they become popular, so except some people they have some ego problem, that is why they don't do. But most probably each and every person do some kind of charity.
Okay. Do you think children should imitate their idols?
I think so because whenever they select someone as an idol, that means they like that person and they also want to become like that. So once they admire someone, so is it totally fine? And we need to admire people so that we make ourselves like them.
Okay. What influence do popular stars have on teenagers?
I think if teenagers able to connect themselves with the stars, that time it would be better, and they also making content like that so that the people able to connect their real life with that particular thing. Then they feel more short of connection with that particular thing. Otherwise, they won't, and they also not able to make money. I think each and everything happen in our society. Most probably, they all are connected to money.
Okay. Do you think popular stars have more freedom or less freedom?
I think popular star have less freedom because like we have example of Rakhi Sawant. She always try to being a part of controversy, and other stars like they are also famous but they're not able to walk like us in a street. So they have less freedom than us.
Okay. Ideas were quite good, but when starting a question, you don't have to ask like Virat Kohli because this is an example and you can give it the end. Okay. First of all, providing the reasons and the qualities could have been better. And
Okay.
talking about the next question about a popular star explained well, and though in the third one, like that, like them, because you were talking about people, so them would be the most suitable one here. And talking about the next question now, what influence do popular stars have on teenagers? At the end, I feel like at first you explained really well, but at the end, the clarification was a bit, I would say, opaque. So you need to be more clarified with your thoughts even while concluding your answer because that is what is more important. And in between, you were talking about possibilities so that people able to connect, people would be able to connect. Okay, would is supposed to be used there. And talking about society there, I guess that was a bit off the topic. So you can stay on the track. And talking about the last question now, do you think popular stars have more freedom or less freedom? You told yeah tries to trying or I guess trying there was something you use ing form at a place where it wasn't supposed to be. So keep a check on ing forms because only if you're having is and are in a sentence or was and were, only then ing would be used. Okay. So keep
Okay.
a check on
Thank
these small grammatical mistakes. Otherwise, the information is well placed. Yeah. So the
Okay.
next
Thank.
person will be your host for the
I'm
call, Hanya Siraj. Yeah. Hope you're ready.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your first question is it hard to find quiet places in cities?
Sorry.
Is it hard to find quiet places in cities?
Yes, I believe so. As I'm from Delhi, so it's a very crowded place, and seriously, I it's a very hard to find a quiet place, and basically in Delhi, if talking about, but in
Okay.
general, if talking about the whole city, I think it's very difficult to find a quiet place.
Okay. Why is it quieter in the countryside?
I believe that in the countryside, the first reason can be the population, because the population is little bit less, and in the rural side, the population is more, and also in rural areas, the use of machineries are more, and the industries are more. So maybe there are a lot of noise pollution are there in the urban areas than the countryside.
Okay. Why do people go to quiet places?
Because it's more peaceful, and if you are actually feeling so disturbed, so at that time the people want to have some quiet place where no one is there. You can live your life alone and think properly. And sometimes we are in a very confused situation. We want to take a decision. So I think the quiet place is a very appropriate place where you can take the correct decision at that point of time.
Okay. Compared with the young people, do old people prefer to live in quiet places?
I think young people more prefer to live in a quiet place because they are I think they are more vulnerable to most of the noise pollution, and the young generation are like more want to visit everywhere, and they want to know each and everything. So they can, I think they can live in the crowded or the noisy area, but I think the old generation is more prefer the like no
Okay.
noise. Sorry,
Okay, no
the
issues.
peace. Yeah.
So tell me, do you need a quiet place when you're working?
Yes, absolutely. And especially in my case, I really want to have a quiet place because at that point of time, I cannot study properly. I want a quiet room where nobody is there because in a quiet place the concentration is more and you can give more efficient time to your studies.
Okay. Instead of you can say I can, because if you're asking about the question to you, you can refer your example there. Or if you're asking about people, so you can say they. Okay. Because once in third question as well, when I asked you about why do people go to quiet places, you used because you are, and there would be people are. Okay. And one more thing to be clarified here. Then most of the people, when asked about the reason of something, they start the question with the connector itself, like because. So you have to either paraphrase a question or use an opening statement here. Okay. So you can make these changes. Don't ever start with a connector here. Otherwise, the information in all of the questions was extremely clear, and the ideas were clarified really well. One thing that I would like to recommend you is that mostly your sentences are simple and compound. Use the complex ones. It would make your speaking even more better. Okay.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
who's the next person to go with? Are you most welcome? So the next person to go with, please speak up.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah,
No
PK.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, I
PK, are
can
you
do.
willing to speak? Okay, sure.
Yes.
Okay. So, your first question, just a second. Yeah. So, your first question is how do you learn about celebrations that are related to your culture?
Celebration about my culture.
Yeah.
Actually, I belong to a place where people celebrate every festival or every celebration with the family member.
Okay.
They'll just I belong to a place where like family sort. We have a small family, so we kind of will cook together and will go to some relatives' house like that.
Okay.
Means mostly it revolve around the cooking and going to temple or something like that. Not very
Okay.
okay.
Okay. What do you think are common celebrations all over the world?
Common celebration regarding what means any you're talking about
Anything that is
festival or
celebrated all across the world, celebration or ceremony or anything.
about that. I don't know much about that,
Okay.
but maybe the first thing it comes to my mind is birthday. Every people
Okay.
try to celebrate it.
Okay.
Just a small occasion, but it could be the one where everyone celebrate.
Okay. So your next question is do you think we should follow our cultures and traditions?
Culture in
Traditions.
I didn't get you actually.
Okay. So your question was do you think we should follow our culture and traditions?
Yeah, I like strongly believe in these things. I like being I like to follow old things. Like in nowadays, all our cultural mixed. Like we don't even know our roots, what
Okay.
like our parents were doing or what our grandparents are doing. There was some, for everything there is some reason.
Okay.
The logic is there for every cultural. They have made some reason and they have connected you to culture. So if you are
Okay.
following, so you are not going blindly. You are following some science behind that, and we
Okay.
are the one who is as a young generation we can find it out, because initially people will just blindly following, but now we can at least learn it, like what is the reason behind it. So for
Okay.
me, if not given chance, even I am trying to. So I like follow to my culture because it's the best thing. It gives you identity. If you are going to because people calls Gujarati, Marathi, because they have a different culture. They can be distinguished, and if
Okay.
some place is not having, so it's like okay, it's normal people, but it's give you a very typical identity people you understand you in different way, they'll respect for
Okay.
you. If they like your culture, it will be good, like to connect.
Okay. How do you react to spending a lot of money on celebrations?
I don't do that. I never do that basically. I don't go for a fancy party on my birthday also. I try to, whatever it is, I try to celebrate with my close friends or my family, whatever, like very close circle. For me, celebration is not about going someplace. It's about finding happiness with whomever you are there. No, feeling comfortable, feeling like home. That's what celebration is for me. So
Okay.
money cannot make you feel like that. So money is
Okay.
not a parameter at all for this.
Okay. See, in your answers, you're providing extremely good reasons, but you have to filter your information and present it in a better way, I would say. Because there is a lot of information and very good ideas, but you have to only come up with those ideas which are specific enough. Because at the end of the third question, you give very good reasons for a person to follow his or her cultures and traditions, but they were at the end. And till the time, if you're appearing for IELTS, you will get interrupted. So you have to filter your information and keep the one that is more suitable. Okay.
Make
And talking,
listed by priorities, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And talking
Okay.
about the second question in which you got stuck, the common celebrations, I guess Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, these would be the
It
common
just
celebrations. New
yes,
Year,
you are it. It just didn't came to my mind.
yeah. No issues at the moment. Sometimes we don't get, but I hope you'll keep a check on this the next time. Okay. And one more thing, every people, with every you're pointing out a singular thing, so it would be every person. And avoid the phrase "you know" when you're having it in a question or in an answer. And in the first question about learning celebrations related to your culture, I guess you were a bit confused because you were talking more about what you do on the celebrations, but it was about where did you learn these celebrations? Like your family would have introduced these things to you, or else you can say
Oh,
some of the new celebrations I got to know from social media or from watching television. Okay, so you can mention the
okay.
sources you got the information from. Yeah. So this would be the
Okay,
review. And
okay, ma'am.
AV.
Thank you
Now
very much.
I'll.
Okay, you're most welcome, PK.
Okay,
AV.
ma'am. Now I'll.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Okay. So your first question is, what can people do to save their time?
Uh, Saving time is most important in our life because nowadays people are wasting a lot on using phone, social media. So,
Okay.
if anybody asks me how to save the time, I would first say that stop using your phone at all. I mean, just use it for just use for 1 hour and keep a perfect time. In this way, you will automatically saves 5 6 hour of your day.
Okay.
Another thing is that keep focusing on whatever goal you have. Just only focus on that thing and don't focus on other stuff, because if you will focus, you will get diverted. So focus on your goal and avoid using your phone. That's it. In this way, you will save a lot of your time.
Okay. Does technology help people to save time?
Yes, ma'am. Technology saves a lot of time. Like earlier, if we don't have phone, we have to visit the person, then we have to talk. And nowadays, like social media, WhatsApp, even Telegram, we see. It seems like our whole entire class on together. Even in the night, whenever we want to ask something, we can easily contact them within fraction of second. Things get solved. And also technology like using airplane, trains, they have the transportation sector. These things make saves a lot of time. And also like cooking gas, these things helps a lot in saving our time. And also making foods, and robots, they save our time.
Okay. So your next question is, do you think parents should be responsible for teaching children to save time?
Yes, parents play a very important role because child's mind wander here and there. And it should be in a very focused way. And goals only at that time only parents know their child's goal. So if a child is playing outside, if child is wasting his time on Telegram, sorry, on videos, cartoons, so it's parents' duty to make his child to focus on their studies. Even if he's playing, then play should be related to his physical activities and also related to his study. In this way, parents help a lot to save that time of their kids.
Okay. Do people who can manage time well become successful more easily?
Yes, it is absolutely 100% correct, because those whoever are successful, they are very punctual in their life, and their time is fixed in slots. And those who utilize their time, they become successful. There is also a saying in Hindi that कि जो समय को बर्बाद करता है, समय उसको बर्बाद कर देता है. So it is.
Okay. So the reasons were extremely good. I can see improvement in your speaking. If I compare it with your yesterday's one, the reasons were extremely relatable and good. But however, there are some corrections that you need to make. Like in the first question, we
Like,
were talking about the people. We were talking about people, right? And you were like, if a person would ask me, so I would say they're not asking about the recommendations or the advices. Yeah? So you can say, I personally believe that if people stop using their mobile phone, they'll be having more time. Okay? To go towards the studies or the work that can be given here. And instead of telling if you want to focus on one thing, don't focus on any other thing. You can say a person can keep the distractions aside if he or she has a goal to pursue. That can be said here. The second question: does technology help children to save time or people? Explained really well with two examples, and the two examples were given about communicational purposes, and even we talked about the robots here and how transport has also
transportation.
been easy. Yeah, that was extremely good. But there was one thing here that these things helps. It would be these things help. A minor mistake, but you have to keep a check on this. And talking
Okay.
about the third question, it should be in a focused way. It wasn't very clear when talking about children. You can say it should be more focused because they have more knowledge to gain at that very young age, and they should not be indulged into anything else apart from their academic studies. So that thing can be explained. And one more thing, you're given the example of Telegram everywhere. I know that it might have been in the part of your life, but you can keep other examples as well. If you're having a particular example, use 2 to 3 examples at least related to communication. Okay. And the last question was explained well about people who are having who are able to manage their time become successful more easily. But one thing, never take a saying of Hindi if it is a bit short, like as that person said about
Yes,
today
same
was
question
the
I want.
exam. That thing can be
This,
done, a small
yeah,
phrase, but
yes, the same question I wanted to ask. Can I use that one sentence at least in Hindi for that phrase?
actually I wouldn't recommend that. If it's a phrase of 1 to 2 words, you can, but it's too long, so it would take it in
It was just
another
one
direction.
sentence. It was just one
No, but
sentence.
still, it would make a difference. So you can just translate it somehow or use any other idiom that would be available for this thing. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
You can say
And
time and
today,
tide
how
wait
much?
for none.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Same. So, ma'am, today, how much you will give out of 10?
The similar, because today you didn't repeat the previous mistake, but you came up with another one. That's why.
Okay, so same 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, definitely tomorrow I will drive it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So who's the next person to go with?
Hello, my
Can
name
you
is
take mine?
Apex.
Hello.
Okay. So we'll go with Apex. Hope you're ready, Apex.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So the first question is, why do people get nervous when they speak in public?
So there would be some reasons behind it. Like first of all, I'm talking about those people who are introvert. They are unable to express their impression in front of the people, and that's why they are always feel nervous. And
Okay.
second thing is people don't have that much we can say that willpower to
Okay.
show their self in the front of other. And thing is, people don't want to share their thought in front of the people.
Okay. So tell me, how can they improve their public speaking skills?
So there is some path we can say, like if I were intro person, so I should change myself, like I can talk with myself to myself in the front of the mirror, and as well as I can take some little steps, like if I'm comfortable with my friend, so I can start with him.
Okay.
So, and third is with our parents, because mostly people are not comfortable with their parents.
Okay.
And third, then they should go for that two people, and they can go for three people also, and that
Okay.
through the minor steps they can reach that level.
Okay. So tell me, what different kinds of speeches or lectures have you attended in your life?
Speeches and attend
Yeah.
speeches and lectures.
Lectures. Yeah.
So I don't get, so sorry, sorry to say, ma'am, but
Okay. No
I'm
issues.
unable to recall it.
Okay. So tell me, what qualities should these visitor speakers have?
So first is their language should be understandable. Sorry, that people easily understand what they want to say. Uh, Second is they can share their thought among the people very easily. And third
Okay.
is their polite behavior. If they are not that person is not polite, so nobody want to listen him.
Okay.
Or fourth is that that his lecture which is his delivering the person, it should be some there should be some funny parts, like if all time I if I all time talk as an idle person, so everyone get bored. But if I put some little bit joke between that my lecture, so no one be the no one get sorry no one become a bore, and they can enjoy my lecture as well as they can listen me, and they can
Okay.
easily able to
Okay.
that remember all of the thing which I said.
Okay. So your next question is, why do many people find it hard to give a talk to young children?
Sorry, ma'am, could you repeat, please?
Yeah, sure. Why do people find it hard to give a talk to young children?
File it hard.
To give a talk to young children, like talking to young children, why do they usually find it hard?
Oh, kind hard.
No, no. Actually, it was why people find it hard to converse with young children or to talk to young children. Why do they feel that it's difficult?
Oh, difficult to talk
Yeah.
with young children.
Yes.
So like there's some reasons, like if someone is elder than me, sorry,
Okay.
younger than me, so there are some of the things and speeches which I hesitate to tell him. Like
Okay.
there's a chapter in I think in ninth class and 10th class, which is called
Okay.
reproduction. And somewhere if I were a shy person, so I am unable to tell them about it, because it would be my little brother and little sister also. Their second thing is gender. So
Okay.
if that person who is standing in front of me, so maybe he's different gender,
Okay.
so that's the second reason.
Okay. See, when you're talking about the reasons, it was more on the topic. You can say it depends upon the topic we are trying to converse the children with. Okay. So you can say
Okay.
it is gender based, so we cannot be comfortable with the females, to be honest. And then you can give an example of your that ninth standard chapter and all, but you also use there is. It would be there was, okay, because it was the past information. You're providing
Okay.
very good reasons to be honest, but most of your sentences are simple and compound. Come up with the complex connectors that would enhance your speaking even more. And talking about the third question, see, when I'm asking about what qualities should speakers have, so if I'm asking you what qualities they should have, you're not supposed to say that they're already polite and they are generous, they are having these qualities, because it would be a bit of contrast to your question. You're supposed to say that they should inculcate these kinds of qualities in themselves. Okay, so should is the word that needs to be there, and even the word
Okay.
need can also be there in this question, but with every quality you have to use should or need. Okay. And
Okay.
talking about the second question about improving public speaking skills, extremely well. You talked about it in 3 to 4 steps, which is a perfect strategy that you're following in most of your questions. But one is the major drawback of this, and that is that you're only using the similar sentence structures. So you have to come up with other ones as well. Okay. So don't
Okay.
restrict yourself with this strategy. You can use it, but only in some of the questions, not in all.
Okay,
Okay.
man. Thank you for your
Yeah.
feedback, man.
You're
Ma'am,
most welcome.
could you help me for learn more that language English?
Yeah, sure. You can join the session every day, 9:30. Every
Okay.
change time will pin that in the group, and everybody is directed to uh, subscribe the YouTube channel that is pinned in the group. Please check it out, and you can listen to all the recordings and avail all the materials or all the recordings that are there in that are being conducted in this group. So please make sure to join that group. It's pinned there in the group. Yeah. So who's the next person to go with? Please speak up.
Please, my Nikhil.
I. Okay,
Yes,
Nikhil.
ma'am.
Listener, you'll be after Nikhil. Okay. So, Nikhil, hope you're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, your first question is, do you think that human activities are posing a threat to the oceans of world?
Might be because most of the like beaches, whenever human go there, they pollute that and don't clean their dust, which they be providing in the ocean or like beaches.
Okay. What do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of traveling on the ocean?
Uh, Advantage is that we could reach far places very easily, which is not possible like America, Africa, and we can transport lots of material with sea and ships. And disadvantage is that like whenever wind or tsunami comes, so that became a big problem to deal and uh, traveling in oceans.
Okay. Do you think it's important for children to learn how to swim?
Might be because if children are born in a place like if they have that resources where they could swim, so I think they should swim because that is very good for our physical health as well. But if like me, I have not I did not have do not have any resources where I could swim, so uh, actually, that also depend upon the person they swim or not, and do they are interested in swimming or not. But on my
Okay.
opinion, they should swim.
Okay. Do you think that it's important to learn about the oceans?
Yes, ma'am. I think this is important to learn the ocean because learning ocean is about ocean is interesting and that can enhance our knowledge as well. Lot of time when we waste our time, so instead of that we could learn if not ocean, so we could learn anything that could include ocean as well.
Okay. See, answers are extremely good. You're providing reasons. But one thing is there that you're paraphrasing the questions in the similar way that do you think it's important to learn about oceans? So you should be definite about it. Yes, definitely, certainly, undoubtedly, yes. So use these kinds of words to make your answer a bit more impactful and that you're completely agreeing on it. Okay. Instead of paraphrasing
Okay.
as it is. And talking about the last question explained really well. The third question, in that you use that resources instead of that, you can say those resources because you're talking about the plural things, and that is used only for the
Okay.
singular. Advantages and
Okay.
disadvantages of traveling by ocean. One major thing that you can include here in the advantages is that you will not face any traffic issues there. And instead of saying wind or tsunami comes, that would be an example. You can say weather conditions might disrupt their journey. Okay, so this can be taken as
Yes,
an
ma'am.
explanation,
Yes.
and then you can give an example, like for example, wind and tsunami. And in the first question, explained really well,
Okay.
but I felt like instead of talking just about one thing, you can talk about the oil spillage, and the factories are dumping waste is usually into the ocean. So
Mm,
water pollution is even increasing, and it is posing a threat to the oceans of the world. Okay,
yes,
so
ma'am.
all
And
the
thank
activities
you so
can be
much.
included here. Yeah, you're most welcome. Listener,
Okay.
hope you're ready. Okay,
Yes, I'm ready.
okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible.
Thank you.
Okay. So your first question is why? What do old people? Did you get the question, listener?
Sorry, it's all
Hey,
it's
your
all green.
voice is breaking.
Okay. I hope
Hello?
I'm audible now.
Yes.
Okay. Hope I'm audible now.
Yes,
You are.
you are.
Okay. So your first question is what do old people in your country do to stay fit?
Just morning walk and have a healthy food, have a healthy diet and daily exercise and talking with people
Okay.
and following their hobbies, doing their hobbies, what they really like to do,
Okay.
and some meditation like mindfulness, awareness. That's it.
Okay. What kinds of sports are popular in your country?
Sorry, it's all Greek to me. Come again.
What kinds of sports are popular in your country?
Yeah, if you talk about my country, so cricket is very popular in our country, and there are lots of people they are obsessed about it. And you are gonna like if you are going to door, you are gonna find out out of 10 out of 5 people they are obsessed with cricket. Even though they don't know how to play the cricket, but they love to watch cricket. This is the reason we are too much crazy about the cricket, and people love to watch, and they don't wanna miss even single match. Even like you can see like when we lose any World Cup, when there is a World Cup, people keep their eyes on stupid box.
Okay. So next question is do you think young people should play dangerous sports?
It's their choice. It's individual choice, and it's
Okay.
an individual business. If they want to do, if they really like to do, they can do. It's their personal choice. It's individual choice.
Okay. What else can people do to keep fit besides sports?
Sorry, I
Okay.
didn't get
What
your
else?
question.
Should I paraphrase or you didn't listen?
I listen. Just
Okay.
encapsulate it in a nutshell.
Okay. See, they're asking that apart from sports, what else are the things they can do to make themselves fit?
In last, I'm not getting you, man. In last word.
Okay. I told that apart from the sports, what are the things they can do to stay fit? Fit, FIT. Yeah.
Now I got it.
Yeah, sure.
Apart from playing sports, they do meditation. They can have healthy diet, and this is all they can do, right? They just fix their time schedule, and especially their sleeping time is so fixative. Even psychology proves that when your time is fixed, when your sleeping and waking time is fixed, you are not gonna too much depressed. You are gonna be healthy and try to avoid some junk food and just go for rich best food and do meditation and just Be aware, just do the practice of the awareness, just live in the present, just follow the spirituality. It
Okay.
will literally help you. It's helpful for them to stay fit.
See,
In
okay.
the term of
See, from
mentally, in term of
okay. See, in most of your questions, I can see you're having a lot of knowledge about each and every topic, due to which you're having a lot of points to discuss. But that thing is making you unable to make more sentence structures, because in the first question as well, when you were explaining about what do people do in your country, you explained a lot of things. To be honest, I guess 7 to 8 points, which a person finds it hard to display. But you were using the connect and with those, but you were not starting with another sentence. So you have to keep a check on this, that if you're having a lot of points to discuss, at least come up with different sentence structures that will make your speaking more impactful and more enhanced as well. Okay. And the second question, I felt that in your speaking there was a bit of pauses due to which regularity was missing. So you have to pay attention to this thing. And this sport being popular in India, you could have talked about the reason as well, that due to popularity of cricketers and people are majorly drawn towards this thing or the sports. Third question about young people should do because they have their own choice. So you can also give an example of people that either they're interested in it or they do want to pursue it as a career, or some of them might be having the YouTube channel. So if their personal choice, if they want something out of it, they can definitely pursue the dangerous sports. And the last question, you were talking about it really well about people can do besides keeping fit, but the main things that I found interesting were explained at the end about eating healthy and meditating and all. Okay, so you have to clarify this information at first so that you'll be presenting your best. Otherwise, you'll be interrupted till then and you won't be having enough time to explain the best ideas. So come up with the best ideas at first and then you can give the extra information you want to. Okay?
yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, you're most welcome. So as this, I guess we're done for the day. Leo, are you there?
Hello. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will tell about that whatever I
Yeah.
said.
Okay. Sure. See, everybody is directed to join the YouTube channel that is pinned there in the group. Make sure to join. And apart from the speaking session, we also have the debate recordings there. So you can avail all the recordings and even the reviews are being provided there. So if any one of you is making the same mistake that the participants are making, they would be clarified and even your doubts would be cleared, and what are the else ideas you can come up with. So especially those who are preparing for IELTS and for communicational purposes, it would be best for them to join this YouTube channel. Okay? Hope you all have understood.
Hello, can you hear me? Now
Yes, I can. Okay. Once again, everybody please join the YouTube channel that's been there in the group.
What's the name of your YouTube channel?
It's there in the group. Check it out. The pinned message in the group, you can click on the link and you'll be directed to the YouTube. And there you'll
Hello,
be
can you hear me?
finding all the recordings of the session.
Hello, can you hear me?
The name of the